Hey guys, and welcome back to another video. I just spent 45 minutes trying to figure out my camera and green screen situation. I'm always constantly frustrated. And that kind of stems into what this video is about. I was not going to make a video about Ichigos Zanpakutou. But then the more I thought about it, the more frustrated Kubo's answer about what it is and what's like the deal with it, the more frustrated I became. And I just got to get it off my chest. I do not like Kubo's response about what exactly is going on with his Zanpakutou. So just a quick rundown. I could not find a screenshot exact, like I don't know, the text for it or whatever. It's all translations about from a Japanese question from the club outside stuff. But the core principle here is we have Ichigo gets his new Zanpakutou in the 1,000-Year Blood War arc, right? So his Bankai's broken. He goes to Nimaya to get a new one, and then Nimaya forges him 2 blades. And then when he combines those 2 blades, they become his Bankai. So his new Shikai and his new Bankai. Pretty simple, whatever. The end of the series is the like white outer shell of his Bankai breaking off as he swipes at Yuha, and it looks like his old Shikai. And it's like, all right, okay, there's some symbolism there and whatever. It's kind of dumb, but oh well, at least he has a new Shikai, so it's not exactly the same, right? Here's the problem. The Hell Arc one-shot comes around, and we see him with his literal old Shikai, not just like, oh, a new version, or oh, it's like, I don't know. It is literally his old Shikai. Same with the chain and everything. It is literally his old Shikai. So that made a lot of people question, like, what the heck is going on here? Why does it look old? Why does he not have his current or his what should be his current Shikai and whatever? Kubo apparently took his time thinking about this in order to make the most complicated and obnoxious answer ever. He has effectively come out and said, okay, so a proper Zanpakutou has 2 pieces, the blade and like what you actually use to fight, and then the like sheath, the thing that you put the blade in. And Ichigo has never had that. He's always used the cloth or whatever to cover up his Zangetsu, and that's fine. But then when he got his 2 blades, symbolically, he then had the blade and the sheath. So it's like, okay, the 2 of them make the one whole Zanpakutou. And that's why, like, when he's in his Bankai, the outer white shell is essentially the sheath. He's putting them together. So that all tracks. That's perfectly fine. The problem here is it gets a little tricky with the hell arc like thing. Apparently, when the outer shell broke off when he was fighting Yuha and he was going in for the swing and everything, he absorbed the white pieces back into himself, and then they just kind of disappeared. And so now this is the problem. It's not like, oh, he absorbed the shell, like the sheath, and then when he went back to Shikai, it reverted into his 2 blades or whatever. Like, you know what? I would even be okay with if his single blade that he uses in the Hell Arc chapter, if it looked like the big long blade that he had at the end of the 1,000-Year Blood War arc. I'd be fine with that. That would be, this answer would more or less explain that and why, whatever. But it does not make any sense whatsoever why he would have his old Zanpakutou form, especially since Kubo specifically said that, like, oh, well, technically he could have, he technically could have 2 blades if he wanted to have them, but like, he doesn't, so why? Like, what was the point of giving him his upgraded and like changed Zanpakutou if you weren't just gonna give him, like, if you were just gonna revert him back to his old thing? And even more so, when he goes Bankai now, does his, like, what is the difference? Just like, oh, it just gets covered in a white shell? Is that it? I mean, not every Bankai changes stuff like out like to the blade itself, but like Ichigo's got nothing else. And as far as we know, his clothes don't change anymore. It's not like it's like, oh, he puts the clothes on him now, which now that I'm thinking about it, theoretically speaking, the clothes could have been the sheath for him back then too. Either way, the point is that like now there's a huge confusion about it. And it's like, why would you even make it that complicated? All he had to do, and a lot of people theorized this before and even more so now, is that like his current blade the one he was using in that one shot is his sealed Zanpakutou, effectively a katana. It's the regular sword that everybody has anyways. Only his looks like the giant cleaver. And that when he uses his proper shikai, it would split into two. And then obviously would go back into one, but look like his Bankai. The problem here is that Kubo has specifically said that he doesn't really plan on talking about it anymore, which is ludicrous because if he's going to have Ichigo use his sword at all in any capacity whatsoever, he's gonna have to have him use those techniques, the Bankai, and if he isn't already in Shikai form, he's gonna have to use that. So he's gonna have to explain it at some point. But like, why make it so complicated? It just seems like he just didn't want to like answer it for real, and that like, oh, he had bits and pieces ideas, but then he just kind of threw it out. And that's like, oh, his excuse of I don't really want to talk about this anymore it's not good. It's not good. So yeah, this kind of just made me so angry over the course of the day, just like thinking about like Kubo, what, like I get it. Sometimes you just want to, you don't really want to like extrapolate on some stuff, and you just want to move forward and kind of do whatever. And especially like he probably won't come out with another chapter for a long time. They probably want to get pretty deep into the 1,000-Year Blood War arc anime before he starts getting stuff out for whatever he has planned for the manga. Because clearly he's going to continue the story in some capacity. It doesn't make any sense to leave it as it did if he wasn't going to continue it anyways. But I don't think we'll have that anytime soon, unfortunately. But like, even still, you're gonna like, why would you even answer it then? Just like, why make it so complicated and be like, oh, well, technically speaking, he could have two swords if he wanted to, but then he still only has one. I don't like it. I don't like it at all. If I had my druthers, it would just be his regular sword is the original Shikai, and then when he uses Shikai for real, it's whatever. Because technically speaking, the two swords are his true Shikai. It's his true Zanpakutou. And then his Bankai, when he uses it, it's the outer shell and then the blade on the inside, more or less. And the outer shell, the white outer shell, is essentially the sheath. He's putting the sheath and the blade together to make it one perfect sword, right? And then when the outer shell breaks, or if it does, I mean, maybe he could remove it himself if it wasn't for any other reason. But that blade that he used to cut down Yuha is his true Bankai. It's those are his true forms. So I just don't get what the purpose of the like other than just like, oh, that's what people associate with him is the giant cleaver with the cloth around him, which is fine. Other than that, though, there's really no reason for him to have that. And we don't have any like, it's not like they explained it in any way. It's not like we left off in any way. And considering that Kubo has said that he doesn't really expect to be talking about it ever again, it's a little frustrating. So let me know what you guys thought about this down below in the comments section. Do you like Kubo's answers? Sometimes he just like is so frustrating with his answers where it's just like, that doesn't make any sense. That's not a good answer. That's just an answer, but it's not good. So let me know what you guys thought down below in the comments section about this. And if you agreed with me, or even if you disagree with me, make sure to leave a like. I would love to know that you guys want to see more content like Bleach and just general discussions in general. The likes let me know that you're enjoying these kind of videos. So I will see you guys in another video, hopefully soon. So long.